The
mic.
okay.
No, you can do it.
Okay.
What's just say something now.
Okay, so the mic is working. It's working.
Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon.
It's nice to have you with us, ma. And we are grateful you allowing us to come and do the interview for the Ministry of Women and Services. First of all, ma, I would like to ask you some questions about the ministry. Since you assumed office in the Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, what have you seen so far? As in, what has been your remarks about the ministry?
The bank?
Yes.
Well, I will say that since I assumed office, I found out that women are not being what is supposed to be. They have not been able to attain the level I expect that they should be. And talking about poverty reduction, I found out that the level of poverty is still high, and it has to be tackled in an aggressive way, because despite all efforts made by federal government, all the policies related to poverty reduction is not working. Probably because of the fact that the relevant ministries in the state are not carried along with the program. You see, you don't centralize poverty reduction. If it's been centralized, then it won't get to the grassroots, the targeted populace. So if it has to be spread to various states and local government, then you have the knowledge of what the people want. You'll be able to carry out the survey, and of course, you'll be able to assess the impact of the public, the policy on the people. But if it's centralized, like called NAPEP there, how many people can go to Abuja to access the fund, if they have it at all? Or the program they have at the federal. Then they say they have different local government, they have offices in the local government, which is not functioning. So no state is aware of their program. Like we in Lagos, we don't have anything to do with MAPEP because we are not being carried along. We wrote several letters, there was no response. They don't even acknowledge the letter, not talk of telling us what they have for the people of Lagos State. So what they do is to go to Abuja, send list to Abuja from their office, NAPEP office in Lagos, and the way they implement their program, we don't know. So we have responsibility as a state to our people, such a way that we should, we will have to, tackle the issue of poverty in an aggressive way, which we have been doing in the last 1 year.
So how have you been able to tackle the issue of poverty in the last 1 year? What have you done?
When you talk about poverty reduction or poverty alleviation, it has to do with the government policies. And our own policy on poverty reduction cut across the various ministries. We have, for instance, in the Ministry of Education, we have free education program. In the Ministry of Rural Development, we have the rural electrification, provision of boreholes, and the provision of rural roads for our people there. The Ministry of Health, we have the primary health scheme, in which we provide free medical services for our people. Because if you are sick and don't have money, it means you are going to die. So some of the program you have is to see how our people is going to benefit from this program. And our program's inception of this administration is based on, it's a masses oriented program, which has to do with the grassroots, the low income earners, and of course those who are the lower cadre. And we also have in our ministry, this ministry is the pioneer ministry charged with the responsibility of poverty reduction. Apart from the fact that we coordinate the activities of the poverty alleviation of other ministries, we carry out survey. We also have programs related to poverty reduction as a ministry. So, and when we talk about poverty alleviation, we are talking about women and children. So that's why we have the two major aspects of it in this ministry: women affairs and poverty alleviation. And when I assumed office last year, I tried to call my staff and ask them what they are doing relating to poverty alleviation and women development. And I found out that we have, the problem of Lagos State is population. Despite their efforts, they have been able to do much because of the influx into Lagos State, and the population keep on growing on a daily basis. So we now design a program which we call skill acquisition training program. It's being targeted on our grassroots women, and we decided not to centralize it. It has to be taken to the women at the grassroots. And we have been to Ikeja twice. We've gone to Ikorodu. We've been to Lagos Island, and of course Badagry Division, to train our women in different vocations. We have about 10 vocations. So you have the option of choosing the one you like. We are not forcing any vocation on anybody. You have 10. So it is left for you to choose out of the 10 which one you want. And the way we do our program is to go to the air. We have jingles to tell the world that we are having this program, to tell the people of Lagos State that we are having this program on. Please come to obtain your form. It's free. The training program is free, and it's going to be for 2 weeks, intensive training for 2 weeks. So what you need to do is to get your form, fill it, return it, and go to the center. You'll be registered there, and you'll be trained. You don't have to bring anything along with you. The handouts, the snacks, and of course water to give to you is there. So at the completion of the training program, we have what we call microcredit formation program also, in addition to the training, because we have to coordinate our people. After we might have trained them, we coordinate them, we form them into groups, so that we'll be able to monitor their activities and the progress of their work. So the cooperative formation is included in the program. So the training program for 2 weeks is all about having the skill, and after the end of the program, we will try to give them materials to start off their trade, because one thing is to train them, another thing is to start how do they start when they don't have money. So we'll be able to provide material for them to start off. And last year, when we celebrated the day of poverty reduction, His Excellency the Governor graciously approved that the sum of 5,000 naira be added to the material given to them. And right now, as I'm talking to you, those people that have been trained last year, totally about 5,349 thereabouts, have been given free training program, giving empowerment material to start up their business, and 5,000 naira each to every one of them. So that has been concluded, and we have started the training program again this year. We started from Badagry Division before, because we've not been there, and anytime from now we are going to Ekpe Division to meet those people at Ekpe to carry out the training program.
sometimes more useful and beneficial?
Yes, when I came in, I found out that the number of students passing out from that center is at the lower side, and probably our investigation shows that because they are charging fee, probably, and if you are poor, there's nothing you can do about it. So we found out that charging fee is what has caused the low turnout of the students, and I made it free, that everybody is free to come to the center to be trained. That one is a long-term program. The one we have for the grassroots women is a short-term. So what we have now is a free training center. The center is free, so that the people, the children of the poor will have the equal opportunity to be trained. If you don't have money, that does not mean that you'll be the bar, or that will, that will form part of your problem to make you not be able to have the opportunity of being trained. If you cannot go to school, you can have you can have skill. You can have that skill, and we made it free. So now we have free centers in one at Ikorodu, one at Ekpe, and one at Oba. So all our centers are now free, and we have the number of students coming in now is satisfactory. Like we have more than enough in Narege. We have to shortlist. Then in addition to that, we are having another set on in our local government. The next 2 months it will be ready for commissioning. Then we are going to have about 250 students at a time. So, and all centers are free. Now that we have free centers now to take care of the young school leavers and dropouts, we've been having some more students coming in for the program.
And Fatma, do you have any ongoing projects going on now presently?
Ongoing projects like what?
Maybe any educational,
yes. We have skill center going on under construction by Ministry of Housing in Alimosho local government. One day we're going to have one again in Ichibu. The approval is not ready, but one is going on in Alimosho local government. Then we have other programs like we have the public toilet for our people. We have the car wash to empower some of our unemployed youth. That one is being constructed by means of environment. So we have the pilot scheme going on, 10 number of public toilets, 10 number of car wash, where we are going to put our people there to manage and to pay token to the government as part of poverty alleviation program. So that's one last year program, project. We are having another one this year, and I'm sure by the middle of the year we are going to get the approval and we'll start all over. But those ones are ongoing.
Now let's talk about the NGOs. How complementary are the efforts in the state to help women with their standard of living?
Anyway, we have some NGOs that are working working for women. They normally come here for registration, and we go there to see what they are doing. And if they are doing fine, we will register them. And we are trying to coordinate them to give them incentives and subvention, annual subvention to keep on to manage their organization as part of our own contribution to them. So we are trying to coordinate their activities. But the problem of Lagos is the population. People keep on, if you introduce a program here in Lagos today, the result is that you get about 10,000 people coming in to benefit from that program, and we don't have that resources. Our resources is so limited, and you can see what the federal government is doing with their money for over a year now. We are just trying to survive. At any time you introduce a program that is analysis oriented, the result is that you have many people coming in from North and come from Lagos State. So that is the problem, and there's no way we will stop them from coming. Lagos State being the commercial nerve center of the country, and everybody wants to come. They believe that if they are in Lagos, their life will change for better. That's why they are coming. And if you want to, to get that, Just go to Ojota, or you go to toll gate there, and you go to Badagry. You see them coming in on daily basis. So what we have majorly is the population growth of Lagos State, and what do we do? And I want to say that 50% of people resident in Lagos, or 60% of them, are not paying tax, and that has been the problem. If they are coming and they are ready to pay tax, no problem, we take care of them. But the resources we have is so limited that we cannot take care of everybody. And they don't believe that they must pay tax. They don't even know what they call tax. So we are trying to educate them that they need to pay it. If you want something from government, you have to give something out to government. So as far as the poverty reduction is concerned, I don't mean there are other states doing like what Lagos is doing. There won't be that influx. There will be leaving to that. But when we don't have other people working, that we do work in Lagos. So anytime you do any program, it's Lagos. You want to do poverty alleviation Lagos, people are just rushing, coming to benefit from it.
So, generally among women now, do you think we have reduced poverty to the various levels?
Well, I have to rely on the feedback I get from the public. And if you have to continue with that program of our program, skill acquisition, I'm sure we are going to get to the satisfactory level of, what we feel we can get from the changes we want to have from our women. Because left to me, because of the feedback I get, I want to continue with it. And I'm sure by the end of this year we are going to have a reasonable amount of people that are financially okay.
Now, let's talk about the International Women's Celebration on the 8th of March of every year. Your theme for this year, I want you to enlighten more on it.
Well, the theme for this year's celebration is 30 years of United Nations promoting the gender equality. Yes. Well, it's unfortunate that each time we go for conferences or conferences outside the country related to women or women development, any resolution passed at that conference, when it gets back to Nigeria, will not be implemented. And that has been the problem, the major problem of our women in Nigeria. Because like when you go there, you have other countries coming in for the conference. And when we pass a resolution, it is the country that is going to implement the program, the resolution to suit the women of that country. But unfortunately, we are signatory to the United Nations Declaration in 1975. But unfortunately, none of our resolution is being implemented in Nigeria. I don't know why. And because they want to keep on cheating women in Lagos, they want to keep on denying us of our rights. They want to keep on, relegating us. That's why they refuse to implement our program. But well, we have to take our destiny on our hands. We will tell them that we are part of this country. We don't have another place to go. This is our country. And we must fight for our rights. We must fight for our rights. I know if we continue to cry, they will listen to us one day. So promoting gender equality is like is a thing that we need to let the entire world see to, because there is no way the government of Nigeria will keep on relegating us, because they knew quite sure that we are in better position to manage the economy of this country. We are good managers, and we can build the nation as well as our men counterparts. We can do even better than men. So why do they? Because they don't want Nigeria to survive, to get out of this corruption or whatever. That's why they don't want women to come in. Women are not corrupt. We are hardworking and very, very, very responsible. And whatever we are going to put our hand, we are so committed to that the issue that we are going to do. If you want to work, you want to trade, your mind and your everything on you is on that business. That is women for you. And when you are being given opportunity, give our assignment, we are being given any assignment, our commitment will be there. So that is why you can see some of our women taking political office, see what they are doing there, and compare them with our men in public offices. They are not doing well, and they are not doing better than women. Otherwise, we are doing better. So we don't put our hand where we don't supposed to put our hands, and we are good managers. So if they don't want us, we tell them that we want to do it. If you don't want us to do it, we will tell them you can do it, and we are going to do it better. So we keep on struggling. The struggle will still continue. We will keep on struggling, and I'm sure one day they will listen to us.
Okay, I want to ask a question. What do you think is the motive behind the International Day for the Eradication of Poverty?
Poverty is all over the world. It's only the way you tackle it differ. But I want to say that as part of a program to develop women and children, because when you talk about poverty, you are referring it to women and children, because we are most hit by this scourge of poverty. So when you talk about poverty, is a woman that we know that it is important for him to take care of the children. It's important for her to take care of the family. Otherwise, you see the man going about, he doesn't care. But by the time he comes back from work, everybody must have slept. So you just go to the bed and sleep. But the mother cannot sleep if the children does not go to school. The mother cannot sleep if the children does not eat. If there is no food for for her husband, she will not sleep. It is when if the man did not come from the office, the woman will not sleep. Until when that man gets back home. So we have different responsibilities. It is a woman that will you wash the clothes in the house, you cook for the family, you wash the clothes, you cook for the husband, then as well as going to the market to trade. So we have that responsibility. We have been blessed by God. And I'm happy and I'm proud to be a woman. So we have the responsibility given to us as a mother, and it's been given to us by God. So we have that mercy which God gave us, and what we have been using to take care of our men and of course our children. So that, I believe, to help women further is the declaration of that day, a day in which we can assess the level of poverty, to have the survey of the impact, to know the impact that the policy or program has reflected on our people, and of course to coordinate the different programs, the different policies relating to that, relating to poverty, to be able to get it together and see how far we have gone, where are we going, and what is left to be done.
What programs do you have for the children?
Yes, the children, when we talk about children, we are talking about our youth, the leaders of tomorrow. The centers we are talking about is meant for the dropouts and the young school leavers. It's a year or 2 years program, depending on the curriculum that will be given to us by the Ministry of Education. So when you are being dropped from school, or your parents cannot further your education because of money, because you cannot do anything here in Lagos. Lagos State cannot do everything. So you can graduate from that primary school, secondary school to the skill center, where you have free vocation also. So instead of going about the streets, going into prostitution, or you are being harassed by men, or you don't have anything to do, if you don't have work to do, you will be humiliated, you will be harassed. You have a record of sexual harassment and all the rest of it. To avoid that, we have this center there where you can be trained free. And after the training, we are going to get you equipment to start your business. in form of cooperative arrangement to start the business. So we want to reduce the spread of HIV. Also, the only way we can do it is to get our young girls off the street to the center to be trained. If it's free, they will be willing to come. So you get them out of the street to the center. It's free. You don't need to pay anything. Just go there. Whatever you want to, any skill that you want, you go there, you get it there. For example, we have computer education, comprehensive computer education. It's going to be free. And we are going to provide about 40 computers there in the center for computer education. We are going to have photography class. We have to have barbing and hairdressing class. Textile design classes are there, and each of our centers is going to have a literacy class. So that we are able to get in place for our young girls. And we have of course the warming exercise is being introduced last year. The school children, we dewormed about 127,000 children last year, and we're going to have another one in April because it's going to be a 6-month program. 6 months. The doctor recommended that the deworming program must be in 6 months, once in 6 months. So by April now we're going to have another deworming program. So before the end of the year we're going to have another one. So it's going to be the continuous exercise, so as to make our children in the school mentally sound. If you don't have good food at home, government should be able to provide you drugs to keep you sound. Because if you are if you have that worm infestation, or you are sleeping in the class, that doesn't go well. Even no amount of free education you provide for those kids, it won't be sound. Do you understand me? So when you have that deworming program also, it's going to help our young ones. So in addition to the free education, we are going to give them some other things. We are going to provide milk for the school children. We are going to provide the deworming drugs and all the rest of it. What needed to be done will be done for them, because we are looking up to them as leaders of tomorrow. Also, the drug abuse sensitization is also our program. Talk on drug abuse, talk on sex education, and of course life skill to our young ones. And of course we have we are going to move to the campuses now to see our guests, to sensitize them on breast cancer, because we have the feedback that we have from reports from the field that it's on the high side for the breast cancer program. The cancerous lump is being recorded on our young girls from 16 years upward. So we have to go to the secondary school and campus to sensitize them, to carry out breast examination on them. To remove the lump is free in Lagos State, courtesy of our governor. So we are going to start that in the next 1 month now. We go to the secondary school, and of course the Polytechnic of Lagos State and Lagos State University, to sensitize our young girls, carry out some tests on them, and of course to provide their medical treatment free.
I'm going to ask that question, but in general, what is the program that is breast cancer awareness program? What is it all about?
Yes, some years ago we had a case of Shakira, the youth couple that died at last Lut. Before the government intervention, then it was getting out of hand, and unfortunately the girl died. We lost that lady. It's a youth couple. I think the case is still fresh from the memory of some of us. So when I came in as a commissioner for women, when I look at the work plan, I found out that the sensitization of breast cancer is one of the programs. And I now said to myself, if we sensitize them, how many people are we going to sensitize? And that one is once in a year. I said, okay, if you are going to sensitize them once a year, what impact do that have in our women? And I said, okay, from that experience we have from that girl, why don't we make it a program for the ministry? Because this ministry is for women. why don't you make it a program in which we are going to, make this sensitization a continuous exercise, and we have to take it to the grassroots women. So this first day we went to Agege. We went to Agege for the sensitization. We found that some of our women are having that lump, about 40 or 50 of them. And I look at them and say, okay, now that we know that we sensitize them, and now say we should please, I wrote Minister of Health to come and carry some tests on them, because it's not only a matter of telling them what they don't know. It's not everybody that can do the examination if you are not being taught. They are not medical experts, so they cannot do. You just listen to you. At the end of the program, they go, they don't benefit anything from it. And I say, okay, come and do the examination for us, or teach us how to examine ourselves. So that's when we started the examination program, or breast examination. So after which, we found that about 50 of them having that lump. They came to me and tell me, okay, they have this thing. What do they do next? We are looking at ourselves. So I said, okay, let us keep on doing the program, examine them, and let us identify those people that have that lump. I went to see the Excellency, the Governor, and I told him that we have problems. We are doing this program, this is the feedback, this is the report. He said, what do we do? Since we have the free program on health, this can be included. Help us remove this lump free. Because by the time we are waiting for money to come to do it, it might get out of hand. Can you remember Shakila's case? He said yes. So that day I got the approval that the lump be removed free. So now we have the comprehensive package of breast cancer program where we sensitize, the sensitization, and we don't centralize it, we take it to the grassroots level. So we sensitize, then we conduct breast examination along with the sensitization program. And if we find any lump, we will give them referral letter to different hospitals very close to them for the surgery. It's going to be free. So after the surgery, they are going to test the lump at the laboratory. Then thereafter, they after the laboratory test, they will then now put them on a therapy where they will be visiting the doctor regularly. That one is there. And recently, when I went to Ojo, His Excellency graciously approved again that the goiter be removed from our women free, where we found it in any of our program, and of course the fibroid free. So in addition to, we now have a global package of women developmental program, where if you have a fibroid in your stomach, it will be removed free. If you have goiter in you, it will be removed and free. We have a lump free, and of course the usual blood pressure is ongoing free. Diabetes also free for our women. So our women will now live a healthy life, as well as having the financial muscle to face the challenges of life.
What has been your challenge so far?
My challenge is to see that the women of Lagos State attain that level, that enviable level that we are going to, because you see, seeing other women going about the street begging is what bothers me a lot. Even if you have 10,000 with you, you must be doing something with it. That is what I'm looking at. That you sit down in probably your shop or your house doing something with your hands. That has been my major concern, and I pray that God will help us to get to that level. I don't want to be seeing my fellow women begging on the streets of Lagos. And we are pleading to the organized private sector to come to the aid of Nigerian women, especially Lagos State, because government alone cannot do it. It has gone beyond what the government can do, what government alone can do. So they should come to our aid, assist government another program that is going to be of help for our women and children. Because they say if you empower a woman, you have succeeded in empowering a family, if not a nation. So it is woman that is going to see to the welfare of the whole family. So it is good to empower that woman. So that is the what we are looking at. That at the end of the day, we cannot do it alone and we cannot do everything, but we will be able to assess and say, at least I have been able to do my best.
What are your plans for the ministry?
Plans? These are the plans we have. We are having the plans is what we see, and what we have been doing to see that we change the life of our people for better, both men and women.
Well, do you think that the plans, all these core programs that we have on ground, do you think poverty is still a thing of the past?
If you see, the problem is continuity. I'm not going to be here for long. I mean forever. Do you understand? One day I have to leave. But if anybody comes, if anybody is coming in now, if he's going to build on what we have on the ground, then that we don't know that it's going to be a thing of past. Because by the time another person comes in now and said he's going to abandon all those programs and start all over again, that is when we have problems. That's the beginning of our problem. We should be able to build on what we have on ground. Not that we come in and change different programs and not start initiating another program when you have one that is working. If it's not working, fine. But if it's working, we have to build on it and improve on it. So I'm sure with what we have on the ground, and it is bringing in new dimension into the ministry, and the focus is to see that at least we've been able to impact, change the life of some of our women for better. That is the target. And we are praying also. As we are working, we are praying. And part of our prayer is for federal government to release our money so that we'll be able to do more. Because now I'm afraid the more they keep this money, the more we suffer. So apart from that, we don't have much problem. With the little budget we have, we'll be able to utilize it fully.
So what's the advice you have for the women?
Well, our women should be able to, face the challenges, and they should be able to see to the development and progress of their children, which is very, very key to us. Our home fund is important, and the growth of our children, their development is also key. That is the challenges and role given to us by God. If you don't take care of our children today, it's going to lead to problems in future. You have the area boys and area girls you are looking at to take to rehabilitate. By the time they get to that stage, it will get out of hand. Before that one happens, we should be able to take care of them. They have mothers and fathers there. They have parents. And the result of not taking care of your children is what you get on the street. Some are into drugs and all the rest of it. But that we must do to prevent that. We have had enough area boys. We don't want to have more. Government on our own part will do what is expected of us to provide ski center and the other things that will make them busy. To keep them for their future. But it is left for the parents, especially mother, to see that the development and the growth of the children be our major role. Because work is not going to take us anywhere. We must have a time for the children, for the home, especially for our children. And that does not stop us from building a nation also. But I'm sure we are capable of doing everything all together.
Thank you very much. We are glad to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
May we meet you, pastor?
My name is Ake Duati.
by the grace of God, the Honorable Commissioner for Science and Technology in Lagos State today.
Okay. We know now that the world is referred to as a global village. Everybody's going computer and all. So what is the Lagos State government e-governance all about?
Well, maybe let me take you back. When the current governor of Lagos State, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, came into office in 1999, he had this vision. And his vision was and is still to take advantage of advancements in information and communication technology to promote good governance with a view to enhancing the efficient management of the human, material and financial resources of Lagos State. Essentially, his vision was and is to use ICT, information and communication technology, to significantly improve government service delivery to our people and also enhance the development of Lagos State.
Okay. So to what extent has this goal been achieved?
Well, I think it's been significantly achieved. Today, or since he assumed office, we've done a lot of things in the area of ICT. So much so, for 2 years consecutively, Lagos State was awarded the best computerized government in the whole of Nigeria by no less an organization than the Nigerian Computer Society. And this was based on the achievements of the government in ICT in the areas of enterprise resource planning, which is based on the Oracle software, which we have used to implement 11 key modules, including human resources, payroll, and so on and so forth for Lagos State government. What that one means is that we will now be able to do better job in planning. We'll be able to have data to plan, and it means our planning will now be realistic, which means if you plan well, you will also be able to deliver well to our people. So that has been one of the results of the computerization project. Number two, I'm sure you are aware, when this government came into office in 1999, the revenue, the internally generated revenue of this administration was 600 million naira per month. Today, with the help of ICT implementation, the government now generates an average of 3.5 billion naira. 3.5 billion naira every month as internally generated revenue. If you look at that, we are talking that they've been able to 6 times what they used to generate every month is what the government now generates every month. 6 times. So that's one of the results of the implementation of the computerization in government. Now, if you look at the level of civil servants, the knowledge of civil servants is now enhanced. People who have access to internet, to have access to global information, they are more enlightened, the way things are done are better. And there is also significant improvement in efficiency in Lagos State now, because with computer you'll be able to work smarter. Communication is enhanced instead of carrying files. Yes, we still carry files, but it's been reduced significantly. People send emails to themselves, and whether you are there, you are not there, instead of somebody waiting to deliver a message, you can actually send an email. So if the person is not there, whenever he or she comes back, you open his or her email and be able to get whatever message you want him to get. In addition to that, you will also realize that there was a time people were using pen to plan their budgets and so on. All these ones are now automated. When we came into office, the accounts of government was substantially in arrears, but today is almost up to date. It's about up to date because we are now using computer to do all these ones. Now, I've been talking about improvement in government service delivery. That's one area. The ICT policy of government has also beamed its services to the other areas. we've been looking at our future leaders, our children, our pupils in school. We've also been looking at health service. We've also been looking at the ordinary people out there, the citizens at large there. And what have you done with those areas? Of course, you know, we now have electronic tax clearance certificates. This one has eliminated fraud in revenue generation, in tax matters. But it's not only that, people are now using it as ID card. Apart from the fact that it also contains information about individuals. So we've started with government, and it's been extended to the public at large. So that's one of the gains of that. That is, people will now have durable ID card where they have data, biodata on it. Even though the federal government identification project has not actually worked, the Lagos state government has gotten something as a substitute, which could also be copied by other state governments. That's that. Then what about the ordinary people at large there? Well, we've been trying to promote e-governance. I'm not sure whether you've heard about the Lagos Digital Village at Ibudimeta, which has a total of 70 personal computers, internet enabled. There are people out there, you don't need to pay. Outsiders, ordinary people of Lagos, they go there, they learn about computers, they also have access to what is being done in government through the Lagos State website, which I'll tell you about in a minute. They also improve their knowledge because they have access to global information. So the digital village was established for the common man, for our youth, for students, for the ordinary people at large there. So we have that. But we are also building more of those ones so that it could go around. I did not mean for the local government fund that the federal government sees, in spite of Supreme Court judgment to the contrary. We will have proliferated the areas with a lot of this. We will have gotten one digital village in each local government. We are still committed to doing this. We are looking at alternative ways where we pray to God that federal government will obey the rule of law and release our local government fund, which will also facilitate our program to have this one rapidly spread across all local governments. Then again, we are not stopping at that. You know, in Lagos State, land is our own oil, is our own gold. We've computerized the land registry. That's so much today that if you are looking for your land documents, you don't need to be defrauded. You can go there, they've been scanned, the electronic documents are there. We call it EDMS, Electronic Document Management System for the land registry, which will prevent fraud, will prevent people duping people about land, which is a very important resource of Lagos State. We need to harness it, we need to protect it, we need to make it fraud-proof, we need to let people have confidence in it. So we've implemented that one. It's going to make life easier for our people. It's going to make sure that transactions are genuine. It's going to give confidence to our people. Now, we've also established the Lagos State website. This is one of the richest websites in Nigeria today. It has an e-directory. In the e-directory, you can find out any hospital in Lagos State, any school in Lagos State, any police station, any bank, anything you're looking for, even the airlines, transport companies, they are all there. Schools and so on, they are all there. You see the address, you see the telephone numbers, and so on and so forth. There also you have the activities of each ministry, the organogram of each ministry, their activities, what they are doing, and so on. You find about it. Of course, our parastatals are also there. There's a link to the website of our parastatals. You also have a link to the Alpha Beta company, which in conjunction with the Lagos State Ministry of Finance are managing the revenue, the tax revenue, the tax collection of Lagos State. So people can even download forms from our website today, making things easier. Instead of people looking for tax forms, you can go there, download tax forms, so that you can pay your tax. There are other forms again that you can also find there. This is a very good website. The website address is www.lagosstate.gov.ng. I'll repeat, www.lagosstate.gov.ng. It's one of the best websites. So this website is accessible to people. either within Lagos State or outside Lagos State, to know the activities of what's going on in Lagos State, information about Lagos State, about news about Lagos State, and so on and so forth. That's something that people could use, but we've gone beyond that as well. We've gotten what we call the Lagos, what we call the ICT laboratories in our secondary schools. ICT laboratories. What Lagos State government of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing is to make our children, our future leaders, to be able to compare with their peers in other parts of the world, in the developed world. And therefore, it has established 40 information communication technology laboratories in Lagos as pilot projects, so that our people are now being trained on the use of computers to examinable level. They will be writing examination on this in WAEC and NECO in the nearest future. We've started it. We are the first government in this state to do that in a structured manner. We developed a syllabus, a curriculum for ICT in secondary school. We are the first government to do that. Of course, other states are welcome to copy this. And this is to do it in a structured manner, so that people will be able to follow the syllabus and then be able to get it up to the level. They will be able to have WAEC certificates in information communication technology or NECO certificates in information communication technology. We are pioneering this, and this is part of our contribution, not only the quantum of what we are doing, but also to improve the development of our country. If we start it, if we bring in, when we bring in these ideas, other states are copying them. It's good for our society, it's good for our nation. That way, not only the quantum of what we are doing, but we are helping overall to develop our country. And we've been doing this in so many areas, and we are happy to continue to do this. Of course, we also have what we call the Computer Resource Center in each ministry. We realize that having a staff strength employee of about 45,000, we can't achieve 1-to-1 PC ratio. We can't give PC to everybody. We have therefore decided, as far back as year 2001, to have one computer resource center per ministry. We employed computer graduates to man these resource centers. They are there. They are training people in each ministry in a very cost-effective manner to save the revenue of the state, so that instead of people going to computer schools in different parts of the state, whereby they are charged exorbitant fees, we are doing it in-house in a cost-effective manner, in an environment that the people will believe is their home. And this is also being used to also serve as a first level to solve computer problems. If you like, there are many computer centers in each ministry, and that's one of our strategies to rapidly spread computer education, computer literacy level of Lagos State employees. And this is being vigorously done, and it's yielding results in terms of efficiency, in terms of people working smartly, in terms of reducing paperwork, in terms of cost saving, that things that ordinarily people will make photocopies of, they are now sending it through mails, and resource center people are actually playing good role in this, and our people are now more knowledgeable, and this will continue to take place, and it's going to improve government service delivery. Of course, we can't do everything without training people. Training has been a big issue that we've seriously addressed. As part of this, we brought somebody from the United States of America, Ms. Bola Banire, to actually address the issue of ICT training. We have a whole director for ICT training, and every day at our center here, computer training is being done on daily basis. People are being trained on daily basis, in addition to what is being done at the Computer Resource Center of each ministry. Of course, I will tell you our next steps. Our next steps is to put the health management system in place. We've completed the user requirements of the health management system. We're going to start with Lasut at Ikeja. We are ready to go. The idea behind that is to actually manage medical records through computerization. We are automating medical records, and in doing that, it's going to reduce queue at the hospitals. It's going to enable the hospitals to plan better. They will be able to identify which diseases, which disease that is more rampant, so that they will now focus on, in terms of buying drugs, having personnel, they will focus on diseases that are more rampant than the others. So it's helping better planning, and our people will be better for this. So that's being done on one side as one of our next steps. We are also, as part of our education, improvement of our education system, we are also implementing the Lagos State Education Management System, which we call Light Gems. Those are one of those things we are doing this year. It's going to manage our education system better. The continuous assessment of our people, of our children at school, will be on this, so that we'll be able to have what they have in the UK as the schools league, determining competition, bringing competition, starting competition among schools, which will augur well for our children, and is going to improve the overall quality of education. In addition to that, we will also know how many people are in school, both in the private and in the public sector, and government will begin to take charge of education in the state, either in the private or in the public sector, and our people will be better for it. Our future leaders, our youth of today, who will be our future leaders, will be better for all this. We are also, if you realize, this ministry is a full-fledged Ministry of Science and Technology. So we are not only restricted to ICT. We are also making good progress in the area of science. When the ministry was created in February year 2004, one of the things we did was to fashion a science and technology policy for the state, the first ever for the state. We've been able to do that. We brought in experts from the universities, polytechnics, industries, and of course from the civil service itself, and fashion out the first ever Lagos State Science and Technology Policy, which is one of the best in the country. And people are coming from other states of the Federation to come and have a look, to come and borrow ideas, to come and, in order for them to develop theirs. We've done that successfully, and it was launched sometime early this year. In addition to that, we now said, having done this, we should also create awareness about what science and technology could do to our people. And therefore, we had the first Lagos Science Festival. I'm sure you heard about it. It was the first of its kind in this country. It was not just a science fair, it was a comprehensive package. And people came from all over the country, commissioners from Plateau, from Akwa Ibom, from Imo, and so on and so forth, Niger, and so on and so forth. They came for the festival. There were about 25 sessions where papers were delivered by professors and lecturers from various universities in Nigeria, not only in Lagos State, as far as Ibadan, Abuja, Nsukka. They all came there and delivered papers, 25 sessions for those 3 days, on topical issues that are of interest to science and technology development in this country. Of course, we had more than 70 exhibitors exhibiting inventions, research results that created a lot of interest for our people, which they are hoping to develop into commercial ventures. And we are taking a step further after that. Of course, at the end of the Science Festival, prizes were awarded to people who have contributed immensely to the development of science and technology in Nigeria. We gave prizes to the media, we gave prizes to individuals who have contributed. We also gave prizes to institutions, not only Lagos State institutions, but federal institutions, like the Lagos State University, like the Federal College of Education Technical, like the Yaba College of Technology. Of course, we also gave to our own Lagos State institutions like LASU, like LASPOTEC, and so on and so forth. Of course, eminent scientists were recognized and they were rewarded. We gave out a lot of computers to people. This is to encourage them. During the Science Festival, people also visited botanical gardens, Nigerian Conservation Village, and so on. Of course, a number of industries where they saw using technology to process things we drink, process things we use. And this generated a lot of excitement among our youth. It was at Eko FM. It was a good first Lagos Science Festival. It was an eye-opener, and the federal government are now copying that. They want to do something similar. We are happy that we are blazing the trail, and other people are copying this for the development of our nation. Our next step on the science side is also to use research results from our universities, inventions, and create technology incubation centers. We plan to create one at LASU, that's Lagos State University, and also one at the Lagos State Polytechnic at Ikodu, at two ends of Lagos, so that inventors will bring in their inventions, and we are creating enabling laws and environment for them to develop these inventions and research results into commercial ventures that will create jobs for our people, that will be able to arrest the influx of university and polytechnic graduates roaming around the streets without getting anything to do. We are encouraging them so that they can self-employ themselves. They can use the results of the researches they've done in the universities and polytechnic to create jobs for themselves and for others, and wealth for our people, wealth for our nation, and our society will be better for it. We will so reduce poverty in our line, and that will be our own contribution to generation yet unborn.
Okay. Now, for a ministry that was created just about over a year now,
yeah,
what have been your challenges so far?
Well, the challenges have been like any other pioneer assignment. You don't have too many people to borrow ideas from, so you have to think hard. You have to see, find out what's happening overseas, adapt them to local environment, bring in experts. You don't say you are Mr. Know-all. You reach out to people. You market your services. You allow people to contribute to help us out so that we can have better results. The two heads are better than one, and so on and so forth. So we've tried to co-opt people from different areas, even outside the state, to help us. And this has significantly created a lot of good achievements for the states of Lagos, and also indirectly for our country.
So do you work with the private sector hand in hand? Maybe some computer companies could give you PCs at a discount rate, because we are the digital village sometime last week.
Yeah.
We saw the computers. Was it funded by the